Just a quick question for my Christian nationalist maggot Republicans. Are you saying that the mental health crisis isn't the cause of school shootings? Is that what you're saying? Because all of you but one voted against mental health services in schools. I'm just asking, for me.
Back in May, a gunman opened fire at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, killing 19 students and 2 teachers. At the time, Republicans lectured Americans that we didn't have a gun problem, we had a mental health problem. Well, those Republicans just voted against funding mental health services for our schools. Wow. Earlier this week, the Mental Health Matters Act passed the House by a near party line vote. Only a single Republican, Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, joined the Democrats in supporting passage. This comes after dozens of Republicans spent all summer whining about how Democrats are ignoring mental health issues. Take a look.
There was no known mental health history of the gunman. We have a problem with mental health illness in this community.
Texas Senator and professional scumbag Ted Cruz went even further, saying Democrats should drop any efforts to regulate guns and focus instead on combating mental illness.
You see Democrats and a lot of folks in the media whose immediate solution is to try to restrict the constitutional rights of law-abiding citizens. That doesn't work. It's not effective. It doesn't prevent crime. We know what does prevent crime, which is going after felons and fugitives and those with serious mental illness.
And Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds said the best way to prevent future mass shootings was to provide mental health services in schools. Here she is back in May, performing for the cameras.
There is evil that exists in the world. And if you're determined to do something like this, you're probably going to find the means to do it. But let's be proactive. Let's see, let's make sure we're, doing all we can for mental health. And we can always do more, but I'm really proud. It's been a priority of mine, of what we've been able to do.
It's a priority for me, Reynolds says. She's proud of her support for mental health services to prevent violence, except that when asked by voters in her state, Reynolds refused to lift a finger to support the Mental Health Matters Act. Every single Republican lawmaker in Iowa voted against it. I called Governor Reynolds' office to ask if she still considered herself a fighter for mental health. Her office didn't get back to me. Okay, 2 things. First, let's make this clear. The GOP doesn't actually care about mental health issues. Their rush to blame mental illness has been heavily criticized as nonsense, given that only a very small minority of mentally ill Americans ever engage in violence. Kaiser Health News, a leading source of medical information, called the GOP's claims misleading at best. And second, the GOP doesn't care about funding mental health even if it did have a direct link in lowering school shootings. In fact, Republicans in Congress have been some of the toughest fighters against providing even a dime of federal funding for mental health services, whether those are in schools or not. It's no secret why Republicans oppose the Mental Health Matters Act. As one Twitter user notes, far-right lawmakers including Madison Cawthorn and Lauren Boebert opposed the bill because it offered mental health support to students who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and other categories the right finds scary. Remember, these are the same Republicans who said drag queens are more deadly than assault weapons. Fortunately, unified Democratic support meant that the bill passed the House. And as one Twitter user notes, Republican opposition is nothing new. The party has opposed nearly every single effort to fund mental health in schools since the Columbine massacre in 1999. At least they're consistently terrible. More mental health funding won't stop school shootings. One estimate by medical professionals suggests that treating every case of mental illness in America would only reduce violent crime by about 4%. This is, and has always been, about guns. Republicans may want to ignore that tough reality, but their ignorance is literally killing the rest of us. If you made it to the end, thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like and consider subscribing. And leave a comment below so you can let me know what I should cover next.